All right. We don't know a lot about what happened in France today. We do know that the 30-year-old who was being questioned was arrested soon afterwards. Has a known, very extremist writing past on the internet and everything else. He was questioned by police, is being held by police, but he was known to foreign intelligence services going back to 2006. We're told they kind of lost track of him 2 years ago. Hard to say, hard to quantify here, but what we know now is that there was a record with this guy, and they were watching this guy, among others. Former CIA Director, Ambassador James Woolsey, on what he makes of this and this lone wolf attack. Maybe not just him, others are being questioned, as you know, but Ambassador, but what are we to make of that? And somehow this guy either fell through the cracks or there were others we were looking at in the same cracks.
Well, I don't know how they lost track of him, but I don't think there's much that's lonely about these wolves. The fact that they don't go to meetings and that they communicate via social media and texting and so forth doesn't mean they're not part of a movement. And it may not be a movement where they get day-by-day instructions on what to do. But this is jihadism. Most of what we're seeing so far, since they're killing Shia as well as Westerners, is Sunni jihadism, and it's quite possibly related to either al-Qaeda or ISIL or both. But
this same amount of noise, Ambassador, is what we heard prior to the Charlie Hebdo attacks some 6 months ago that claimed 20 lives, including some of the attackers. But how did, without giving away, state and international secrets, how do we track that sort of thing? And then how, in this case, could it be that we drop it or we don't connect the dots?
Well, except for certain steps that are very closely held, like their planning of 9/11, a number of hints of these things are out there in the social media. We probably have more NSA people learning Twitter and how to tweet these days than anybody ever thought would be the case a couple or 3 years ago. So I think that, but what we do collect is sometimes not all that reliable or thorough, and we do the best we can. But these are movements driven by a theological, totalitarian, genocidal set of views.
But are these coordinated? The reason why I ask, and we don't know a lot yet, we know that it's weird how all of this occurred the same day, but in Tunisia, an attack on a hotel, mostly tourists were victims there, 28 known dead. Could be many more but when they count things up. But I'm wondering, is this their modus operandi now? Operating in concert, simultaneous attacks, a concern for us next week around the 4th. You know the drill.
Right. Well, they said they were going to pick up the pace during Ramadan. It's always good also to look at anniversaries, whether they are doing something on September 11 in the future, whether they're doing something on the anniversary of the American Revolution, as some groups have. There are just a number of ways in which they show their determination and coordinating too, and sometimes it has to do with dates, sometimes it has to do with orders that go out over the internet.
All right, Ambassador, thank you for taking the time. We do appreciate it.